السباح المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق الوكيل القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحصي المبدئ المعيد المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعالي البر التواب المنتكم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الضار النافع النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير اللهم صل أفضل الصلاة على أسعد المخلوقات كسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم عدد معلوماتك ومداد كلماتك كلما ذكرك الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكره الغافلون يا من هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم
أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم كل عام وأنتم بخير. اليوم 19 من 2447 هجري والموافق يوم الخميس. ما شاء الله تبارك الله. It is the beautiful Sheikh Abdurrahman Saaduddin and our beautiful daughter, sister, colleague Ummi Bashira, Hajja Bashira, Sheikha Bashira, mashallah, tabarakallah, that raised in the COVID age, and the post-COVID age, that had to, as a tribe, as a community, as an indigenous First Nation of the earth, okay, for those of us that are not mixed our blood, okay, those of us that are claiming they are from Indonesia and they're from Yemen, and those people are confused because their God's supposed to leave them where they were supposed to be. Okay, but those who are originally, organically, with knowledge, know why they're here, what they're doing here, where they come from. Those people in the age post-corona will now, as you all can understand, they will reclaim their sovereign lands and their sovereign rights and their sovereign inheritance. Okay, that is as per the heavens, not as per religion, not as per government. That realm is a realm that is infested with illusional patterns and fictional realities. Okay, that is still sub A. That is where you are still yani, not on the achter die oor, right? Um, that is where most of the aliens are hosted, okay, in the transitional period that we are currently living in, and they are put in a bioscope where they are made to watch yani, wars, okay, where children are dying and there is yani, bombings and there is vicious, there's hit list out there, okay, so they hit you, yani, you're on their hit list, okay. um, those are mostly the religion, the people that follows religions, they are mostly hosted in that cinema, okay, and they are kept into that dark chamber of a yani, of a haunted a haunted nightmare, okay, where they continuously prey on the blood of children and they become pedophiles. Okay, so most of the religions, they are pedophiles because they watch those things and they're addicted to it, and they find solace when they see a child being murdered. They get life out of that. Most religions live in that paradigm. Okay, then they go out in the mimbars and in the pulpits, and then they justify how their gods must kill the other gods because that is the war of the gods. Most of you, as imbeciles and us, are living in that conjure of a reality, which is only broadcasted through a television screen, which is bionic. Okay, that is how the bionic world has um, it has unplugged us from the ancient uh, intelligence, okay, the artificial intelligence and the ancient intelligence, okay. Today, mashallah, it is the 19th. It is coming to the last 10 days of Shawwal, a month of Safar, mashallah, tabarakallah. And it is running up to the age of what we call in the Quran لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. MashaAllah, Tabarakallah, people, those of us that has migrated into a new conscious realm of a reality as per the injunctions and the intuitions and the instructions and the directives of the Quran. Okay, those of us who understand the Quran, not those of us that follow blindly, and those of us that are preachers, and those of us that commercialize religion. Those of us that are sincerely just here to come and fulfill their purpose, and then they move to the next stage. Okay, they are not here to hold any positions. They are not here to stay in Jahannam. Okay, they are not here to lead the Jinn tribes or the alien tribes or the Qawmi tribes. Okay, they are not here to take part and become biased in a genocide. They remain in the center. Okay, that is the genius act of the age. Okay, if you understand the play at hand. Okay, everybody seeks to understand where exactly they are in the stage of evolution and on the stage of journey, and what chapter are they covering in a yani, metamorphosis as per all the revealed scriptures. Now these things are all inside of us. It's just subject to how dead and unconscious we are, or how conscious and aligned we are. Okay. The religions can't give you this. Most of you who are following a religion are in the most darkest of dungeons of hell, of unconscious conditions. You are just repeating yourselves as parrots, okay? You are just going up and down and doing all sorts of things, but have no idea where north is or where south is or what is in the center, okay? It's punishment. Most of us are in that condition. We are being our emotions that are being fueled by fear and ignorance, of course, and doubt and guilt that Allah does not choose to remove from your hearts. Okay? That must be a hell of a curse to live with when your God, you go to the Vatican, you go to whichever centers of the world you go to, and you pay, and you work for 20 years, you sell sisters wherever you go to, Vatican or or to the Upper Egypts. And then finally, when you complete whatever rituals you've done, you still sit with that guilt. You still sit with that fear. You still sit with that doubt. Now, who's lying and who is being misguided here? Okay. Um, so, what in this age of لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف, you are now purging and you are entering into the summer season of the heavens, of the conscious age, of the golden age. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Only those who know, only those who reached Qiyam, only those who did the work, only those who were graduates, they know which stage they have arrived in. Okay? Those who are unconscious, they would be still following the the synthetic spiritual gods. Okay. Tonight we wrote on the page spiritual hygiene. Okay. Spiritual is conscious, people. Spiritual is not religion. Most of you, as we have seen our fellow mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters follow religion, have no idea what is conscious. Yani, spiritual reality is conscious reality. Is what you've made secure reality, securism a reality. Spiritual reality is when you are in your most highest form of your conscious. There is where you need hygiene. Okay? Hygiene is where we speak about the wellness and the health of your spiritual conscious awareness. Okay? How do you keep your conscious yani, healthy? How do you keep it clean? How do you keep yourself aligned? How do you understand the sciences of consciousness? Because as a civilization, remember, your mothers and fathers could teach you nothing about it because they found any idolic gods in this earth. Okay? So just so that you understand, this is what we call interiority sciences. It is the science of the nafs, the science of the inner world, the science of the true reality, the science of the eternal world that will never be erased and removed. But it is only for the graduates, people. It is not for religious leaders, okay? It is here for individuals, normal, humble human beings that has been honest with what they have followed, and that was their conscious hearts. Okay, that heart has a mind, it has a brain, in other words. Okay, it has a mukh, it has an aql, and once that heart is has been hygienically cleansed, in other words, all the shirk is no longer blocking it. There's no longer spiders and all sorts of webs, and they're not caught up in a different world's website. Okay, like most of us are. Okay, I'm doing this not for just, I'm doing this so that the next generations coming must acknowledge that we said the truth to whoever was on this timeline in the year 1447 yani, on this day at the end of the cycle as we ended the Yom Al Khamis. These are deposits. These are the times you make deposits. That's why you fast, because you think of those who are already not, they don't yet born in earth, but they are already yani, existing in the eternal. So when you are still in your lowest form of understanding life, then you must still understand that the child, your grandchild, your great great grandchildren must still be born because you're caught up in the net. Okay? Everybody, everything exists at one time. Okay? There is no time, but it's just us that keeps ourselves yani, occupied and invaded with a false yani, rating. Okay? Nevertheless, we are not here to speak about us because we are already part of a stock that has been exchanged for a tariff. Okay. Most of the past age has gone down as bona fide mushrikun, guys. I can't lie to Allah. Okay, because we have to look at our children now. We have to look at them. The hygiene of that civilization that is incoming now, they are pure people coming, that is coming from the ancestors of our roots, our soul tribes. Okay, they after since yani 2020, most of our children that has been passing, that has been transferred into the next dimension, they had to return yani, to back into hell because they thought they had to go to a false yani, synthetic house, which is physical. Okay, they saw the false light, the synthetic light. Most of them has gone and are serving time somewhere over yani, this earth where they still haven't completed their spot exams. Okay, so because simply why? Because most of us did not have a connection with our ancestors. Okay, because we forfeited it. We thought we are from Malaysia, we are from Indonesia, we are from the God that brought us into earth. He rejected us and threw us off the boat. Okay, that's why our parents so called was slaves. It's all the nonsense we were taught. That is the hygiene, the spiritual hygiene, as who yani cursed, how cursed you are in your minds, and you can't get it out of your system. It's in your blood. Okay, you see the white man with the vengeance that you caused me to be a slave. You know, people, there's no enemy except yourself at this moment in your lives. Believe you me. Okay, many of you don't understand what is happening, but I'm telling you, as we know exactly where we are in terms of the flip that is coming into your shift, okay, of psychology. Okay, um, clean your house, clean your minds, clean your understanding of, because this is a new restart of a civilization. You are in a digital and advent. You are the people of the Ahlul Raqim now. Okay, you cannot come in this realm whilst you are still contaminated with the belief system of the people of the cave, the Ahlul Kahf. The Ahlul Kahf will raise and they will now yani, either endorse the new patterning and the new hygiene that order will now dictate and it will regulate. Okay, that is to upgrade yourself, you know, your software, your hardware, all those sorts of things, yani, so that you not be compromised. Okay, we have to think yani, about the new generations, the sciences that they need, sciences of interiority, sciences of yani, all the natural laws, not the religious laws, people. That's schools of thought. You're going to go back to your nature. You need to understand what is the natural laws of Allah, the natural laws of the mother planet, the natural laws of mother nature. That's knowledge. That's pure knowledge. That doesn't come from another country. That has to come from your own, from your very indigenous people. That has to come from your tribe, from where you are. You cannot read that and learn that from other nationalities. Okay, that's your sovereign, yani, that's your sovereign knowledge. That's your sovereign right. Your family, your people, your mothers and your fathers, it is wajib for them to teach their children that, not teach them that which the West and that which the Arabs had taught us. That's not the natural deen. Our mothers are today, they have to serve more time yani, in a lower dimension because of us forfeiting our yani, authentic yani, place of um, restitution. Okay, so that is why this move is a very radical move in a civilization. What happened on Monday in the world, in the globe, people, we are no longer living in the old world if you are conscious human beings. Okay, if you have moved out of that dilapidated yani, rationale. Okay, if you have accepted yani, the embraced the gift of the heavens of the ancestors, we have shifted on Monday evening, mashallah tabarakallah. If you are alive, you will know. Okay. If you are present, you will find the endorsement. Okay. This is something, Allahu Akbar walillahi alhamd. It's only given to the chosen here. It's not given to people that just follows blindly. Okay. I keep on wanting to tell you these things so that it gets to our children, so that our children, when they see this one day in the next 100 years, they will know that we did reprimand our previous generations and that we didn't turn a blind eye. Okay? Nie omdat jy 'n mooi kar het nie, nie omdat jy nog geld in die bank het nie, nie omdat jy 'n besigheid het nie, nou moet ek bang wees om vir jou te sê die waarheid nie. That caused your destruction today. That was the cause why you went down as how down we are in a civilization, and why the patterning and the way our children has been diagnosed on the digital platforms with the different sorts of settings. Okay, that is all living inside of them. Okay, they have pre-programmed themselves on the biology of that technology. Okay, so that is how they see their parents. That is how they see the lost civilization, because that is a old. In the old civilization is outgoing, and a new mind is incoming. Okay, and now this is how they're going to now say, "Yo, my ma was am gevaarlike stupid. Wat maak hierdie mense? Hoe kan hulle geglo het, getouch het goed is en geglo het hy's God?" It's not because their mothers were wrong in their time. It is how their minds have shifted, people. That's what you are going to find. Then they're going to what? They're going to detach themselves physiologically from that advent. They have nothing to do with that advent. That's how Allah destroys a civilization. That's why if you want to do things now, you must all do it online, because that's the new rationale to go online. If you want to go for Umrah, for Hajj, you must do it now online, because you're no longer human, you're digital. You're in the digital faculty. So whenever you do these rituals now, it's going to have to give a different yani, art, yani, a different impact on your alien natures, people. You will not find gods in those places, yani, to be honest with you. Because it's bionic now. You have to reinvent here, you of those who are. Oh, guys, the world was not created for a to find a win-win situation. This yani, this dimension, Allah doesn't need our ibadah. Allah don't need one person to make ibadah for him. One. It's us that thinks that we need God needs us. We are flip people. Okay. When you graduate and get to the next standard, then you will come to realize that, you know what, it was only, you only do it for yourself. You only do it for yourself. You cannot hurt God. You cannot yani, you can only benefit yourself. You can only upgrade yourself through those rituals that you perform, because you are being rewarded according to your niyyah. Okay. So the conscious hygiene is what will now be gifted to the next generations, your grandchildren. they're going to be embracing the science because they know it already. They just have to be activated on the external. So the indigenous tribes, the soul tribes, now sets up base, yani, in this technological world that they are already embracing as a reality. They now set up a system in which where these children will now be fed from the ancient intelligence, not the artificial intelligence like what their parents taught them and what the Western civilization taught them and what the Arabs taught them. This is ancient from their ancestors that is now returning in soul. And it's an old soul coming back now because we found our opening, we found our houses. Remember, we wanted to go to another nation's house and call that Allah's house. But Allah's house is not outside. How dare you tell your children and give them the wrong address? Allah's house is inside of the child. That child comes from Allah's house. That child remains in Allah's house. But it's the parents, the last generation, that showed them the false gods, okay, the alien gods to a system. Must take responsibility, must take the effect of this because it's here to make us and it's here to soften us, people. This is the qissa of the Malaikas coming to Ibrahim, and then Ibrahim is alerted. He is given that wajilun. He is unsure, but now what is it that we've done wrong here, man? Come on, what is the where's the strike gonna be? Then he said, no, we didn't come here to change your patterns. We came here to uproot the children, the Ali Lut, the family of Lut. Why? Because they are munajjoon. They are going to be saved out of this ambush. Okay? In other words, in the natural order of the universe, in your nature, which lives inside of you, which is your conscious, if you have maintain hygiene of conscious, then you will see the movie happening every day. Every moment it is happening. Okay? You're not dead, you're alive. Okay, because you are in the time where you should be in that time frame. And then the only person that will not make it is the Imra'atun Ghabira. It is the decomposed nature of the planet, which was the truth that was compromised. Okay, so that was the gods and the prophets and the tafsirs and the hadiths and the Bible and all that stuff will now be considered as not compatible with the digital age evolution that will be valid for 950 years. Now, the soul tribes now has to reformat a new syllabus because it's a new rationale coming in now. Okay, now the truth has to be told from over again because, like the last generation, they were sick in their brains. They were taught things which was illusional. They believed that Allah Ta'ala made a messed up body. They believed Allah Ta'ala made lots of problems in their lives. They believed Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala loved money. They believed funny things in their lives. Now they wanted to teach their children to become qualified. Mushrikun in that system and just come home and become Muslimun again. That was the fatal blow up of the age. Okay, because you can't have two bodies, two hearts in one body. That's what the mothers and the fathers of the last age had inculcated in that civilization. And that's why you were destroyed. Understand what I'm telling you. Your conscious, your reality, your timeline was lapsed. Okay, that's why they're talking about the lapse of a civilization. And what you are virtually understanding that is coming into your order is that because you are slow, we are slow thinkers, we are living slow, and we are festered into a dead world. Like, ons staan maar op, like, difficult is swaar vir ons om wakker te skrik. Maar die hele ding het al gebeur al, en alles is al klaar al, en your adversary is just giving you a new story. And you don't know what is happening here. Okay, so now takes you to Alaska now and gives you a new ice hole on that moment. Okay, that's the understanding that is actually from the Quran that is happening here. And now let me just further embrace the sciences of the interiority. It's available, the laws of the Sunnah. That's that. Now there's no more physical prophecies because remember that age was closed. That stage was now capped. Okay, you now going to have to reorganize the new generation that are pure souls. They're not going to look at the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as a physical human being that came by chance to another country and they tried to kill him. That's now a bogus story in the system as per the Quran, because you were supposed to be coming into the present, not live in the past or the future. You were supposed to know what your stage of puberty is and where are you? Are you on the Musa ladder? Are you on the Yusuf ladder? Are you on the Yaqub ladder? Are you on the Ishaq ladder? Where are you? Where have you grown to? So if you are unaware at this moment in your lives that you were supposed to be given a certain rating, then Donald Trump took the tariff because that's why he sent the submarines out to fetch you because most of you had drowned in sea. We are on the shore. We cannot save those people that are drowning. We can just indicate to you guys that, guys, there's a lighthouse here where we are standing because we made it over. Okay, so we can just guide you through by means of the light because nobody can do anything. You are just hulle sit net vir julle koppe aan boekoppe because you julle glo aan goeie wat nie waar is nie, because julle het nie regte Allahs in julle mind in julle presence nie. You don't know who you are as an individual, okay, as a collective, as well as a tribe, as a soul member. You don't know who you are. So, as this moment comes into our reality now, we call this the age of the Maulud because that is why our forefathers had prepared us for the coming of this year, the Amul Feel, where the old house was going to be broken down and a new narration was going to be set out for the new generations coming so that they could know why we have the love of the age of Muhammad in our blood because we come from the house. Wa rahmatul rahmatullahi alaykum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh ala alaykum ahlal bayti innahu hamidun majid. People, your history that you heard and you learned is the opposite of the truth. Most of those things was really very, you didn't get it from your ancestors, you didn't get it from where your conscience was born, you got it from an adversary. They taught you your history and you forgot who you really are. They tempted through DNA and all of those. People, you can't find your roots through your father's lineage. You have to find it through your mother's lineage because this is a mother planet. You've been in your mother's womb. You are still in your mother's womb, but you just don't understand what the universe gives up for you to be hosted in a universal womb, because that's the real internet, in her net. We live in her net, but once we are caught up in the adversary's net, then we're going to understand that it is a false matrix, as what we are currently living through. Okay, people, the new generations are going to know themselves with Allah's Qudrat. This was the promise of Allah. It is the Ghulamun Alim, it's the Ghulamun Halim, and it's going to be the humble, the modest child. I can't live well with, you wouldn't want to go and live and earn R1 million a month, and his parents are proud of him, yet, the very neighbor that his parents is living next door, and he doesn't even have food on the table. That is the inhumaneness that is, that the last civilization had killed, the conscience of the planet. Okay, this is going to be where everybody is going to be equal. Whoever wants to be part of this, they're going to find eternity, people. Because if you can maintain that level of your the equilibriums, and you can balance yourself out in the as jy uitgefrikkie en jy dinkie van ander en jy sê kwaad vir jouself jy dinkie van anders jy dinkie van jouself hoe jy nie ding van anders you have the natural traits inside of you. You don't have to like still go and learn what is morality, man. You don't have to know that as 'n groot persoon inkom, dan moet jy staan en daai persoon laat sit. Okay? So the natural things we learn through our culture, that was our cultural conscious upbringings like that gave us our sovereign unique stem and chap. That's not religion, people. That's not religion. That's cultural sovereign wealth. Okay. Now, most of the scholars don't have this, whether they are from on the tertiary secular, they don't have this. Their mothers couldn't give this to them. Even those that had studied religion abroad, they don't have it. It must come from the ancient, first indigenous tribes. They have that traits in their DNA. It's inside of our DNA. Okay. That comes automatically because you live, the universe lives inside of conscious. Everything is happening only inside of us. Okay. And as you purify and align and come into a higher lens, higher senses of activation, that cells, okay, that knowledge that was captured once upon a time, it gets activated. Then you understand why it hulle gedoen die, hoekom het hulle gedoen daai, because that lives inside of us. Okay. So the more you cannot know who you are, the more you forfeit the indigenous original knowledge that is not founded outside, it's founded inside. Okay. The entire Quran lives inside of you, not outside. You will not understand the Quran outside if it's not inside. Okay. Everything is just activated and formatted from within us, because the universe, the oceans, the world lives all in. You don't know the things on the outside, you only know it on the inside, because it is how it was educated, how you were educated, and that is how they built the web inside of us. Okay. Now we now have to upgrade the new syllabus for the new ancient tribe, soul tribes, so that they can go back to the natural order in a technological civilization, which is going to be very beautiful, because this is what they call, the WEF calls this the smart, the 15-minute smart cities. Okay, it's a reality, people. We just don't understand who we are, because we still believe that money is real. As long as you still behind agter die klip, gaan hulle vir jou nog klippe opsit, everything is already quantified in this age. If you know where you are, if you know that you can't own anything, if you know you can't own anything, then why can't you wish for anything you want to? Because it's going to be nobody's at the end of the day. It's going to be Allah's. Okay. But because your mind has not been channeled, so it's difficult for you to believe, because you believe you must be a slave, a qualified slave of the master, for you to be a qualified, acceptable human being in the eyes of Allah. You are not. You are acceptable, slave in the eyes of the shaitan. You are qualified mushrik in that system. En onthou wat ek vir julle vandag sê. Onthou wat ek vir julle sê. Okay? Don't change the story. It's truth. Let truth remain the truth here. Not for your sake. If you lost and I lost the plot, don't be so arrogant than not to let the children have a better life. They deserve a better life, man. Okay? So few of us will module that new blockchain systems that will sustain this new generation going forward, inshallah. May Allah Ta'ala accept, it's again Maghrib, Allah give barakat to each and every one, people, and may Allah guide our great ancestors to bring us the glad tidings, inshallah. Shukran jazilan, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا مصطفى كل شيء